This is episode 591. Today, I'm going to be going over some of the 10 traits of the mentally strong. Now, mentally strong individuals obviously have more than 10 traits, but these are some of the ones that are going to be easy to implement and embody in your life. You know, ever since my introduction to personal development many moons ago, I've noticed that some individuals just have that thing, that quality that you just can't put your finger on it, but they got something about them. And no matter what happens, they keep going until they reach their destination. Today we may call it grit, perseverance, dedication, whatever it is. But I just noticed that these individuals just kept going and going like the little train that could. And these are the people who inspire me. And they're from athletics to business to just normal people who just keep going. And I've studied them and I notice that they have the following traits in common. And what I'm going to go over is some of these traits of the mentally strong. And if this is the first time listening to the podcast, I pride myself in being a mental strength coach, a mental performance coach, because how we think and our mindset and our attitude is directly, it leverages, it creates our results. And when we can start developing our mental strength like our physical strength, we are then going to have much more control over our life and our results. So here are the traits. They work hard. They know that life isn't easy. Yes, the law of attraction has some parts of that, but what has happened with people who embrace that is they sit back and do nothing. Mentally strong people work hard. They're not afraid of working hard. It's not that they work long, they can work in short spurts, but they work hard. They're dedicated. They don't multitask. They stay focused. And this is when you work hard, you stay focused. So they work hard. And this is something that is like a dirty word these days. Oh, I don't want to work hard. It should be easy. No one said it's going to be easy. No one. And it's not going to be easy. And when you get over the fact that it should be easy, you're going to be able to embrace working hard that much more. They are incredibly curious and eager to learn and try. So instead of looking at it going, yeah, I know that I've done that. I know that I've done that. They go, there might be a new way for me to learn how to do this, whether it's business, whether it's writing a letter, whether it's communicating, whether it's working out, whether it's exercising. But they're curious and they keep finding new ways. Obviously, the mentally strong follow those people who have achieved what they want to in that area of their life. And if there's some new information, they dive into it. They take it, but then they apply it. So it goes theory to practice to mastery. So they're incredibly curious about those aspects of their life. They learn about it and then they try it. They network. Networking, it might be a little bit tougher these days with COVID, and we're using that for an excuse for everything. But there still are meetup groups. There still are other groups where we can meet in person. And the mentally strong, yeah, they will, network through LinkedIn, Facebook, and stuff. But they're really great at building those personal relationships live in person. So they'll may join a meetup group. They may start their own networking group, whatever that is. And it may be just they network with people individually. They're at their gym, they find a common interest and they network. They communicate, they talk, they're open. They're not closed off. They continually network, not just to how it benefits them, but how they can benefit or how they can help other people. So when they network, it's definitely a two-way street. It's not, oh, wonder what this person could do for me. I wonder what this person can do for me. It's I network to see how can I support this person? How can I support that person? So networking is huge. Look at your network today and see how you can add one person a week to your network and watch what happens when you start surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals. They work on themselves and never quit. I mean, this is whether it's mental emotional, physical, spiritual, relationship, they continue non-stop improvement. There's no finish line. There's no finish line in self-development. There's no finish line in improving yourself. They keep working. If you think you have arrived, you're done. You're done. You're not going to get any further beyond that. And when we look at the complacent zone that I've gone through several times, that mental line of resistance is where we usually end up stopping. But the mentally strong continue to work on themselves. How can I get better? How can I get better? And it's not that they want to get better because there's something wrong. It's that they want to become a master of their life, self-mastery, right? From theory to practice to mastery. So they continue to work on themselves. And they are extraordinarily creative. Now, it doesn't mean that they're artists or they're writers, but they're creative in what they do. They think of unique ways of accomplishing the tasks. So they're using the creativity. And, creativity can come in mathematics and accounting and engineering. It's very, all of those things. But they think really, really creative. They go, I wonder how else I could do this. I wonder how else I could, create this program or create this workout or create this financial program. So they're always, very, very curious. And with that curiosity comes creativity along with it. So the creativity kind of bolsters it, gets them excited because they're trying new things and they're going to see what it can do. They are self-reliant and take responsibility. This is probably a huge one. When you look at mentally strong people, we'll just say in sales, they take responsibility for the results. What they don't do is, well, the customer never got back to me. They never opened up the email. They never did this. They never did that. That's not taking responsibility. That is putting your success or failure on somebody else, on your boss, on your teammates, on your product and service, or on your clients or the financial environment, whatever it is. But they're self-reliant. They go, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. And they take responsibility for their actions, and and those actions they know will produce results. But before that, they take responsibility for how they think. Do they think like a victim or do they think like a warrior? They think like a warrior, they behave like a warrior, the results will show that. And so they take full responsibility. And we have all been seduced into pointing the finger outside of ourselves for our results. Whether it's our financial results, well, if I could get more money, if they gave me a raise at work, the company is not responsible for you to be rich. You're responsible for you to be rich. So whatever pay you have, if you don't like it, go look for another job. That's taking responsibility. But a lot of people will blame their boss, their significant other, the economy, the interest rates. And when you blame it, you can't change it because you've given that power away. Mentally strong take responsibility for all of their results. They are usually relaxed and keep things in perspective. So they're not uptight. They're not, stressed out about things. They go, okay, in the larger perspective, this really isn't going to mean that much, or this could be a little bit more significant. And, that perspective could be an hourly perspective. In the next hour, how is this going to be? The day perspective, the week, the month, the year, the life. When you chunk it all the way up to your life perspective, whatever happening now is insignificant. And you can relax with it. The smaller you get, like within this hour, the more it's going to seem like it's very important and critical. And that's going to amp up your stress. So we need to step away from whatever is happening in our life, step far enough back where we can look for solutions, and far enough back where the anxiety isn't there and we can just relax and get things done. They live in the present moment. So one of the things that a lot of my clients will either worry or not worry, but could be consumed with what happened in the past. And that's more about with relationships and arguments, disagreements, or they are worried about the future, how they're going to pay for this, how they're going to do that, and then they forget the present moment is where all your power is. The present moment to change your life the power to change your life is in the present moment. And if you're in the past or in the future, you're not taking action now, which will then change your future. So mentally strong people are in the present moment. They ask what's important now, and they do those things based on perhaps a future goal, which is they have a vision for the future. That's the next trait. They have this vision for the future because we want to understand why we're doing what we're doing. Where are these actions, where are these behaviors leading us? We want to have a destination, but then we come back to the moment and what's important now to get me to that. So there's this combination of a paradox, if you will. They have a very strong and magnetic future vision, and then they take action in the present and live in the present to create that future. And that's a great balance, because a lot of people will sit and think about the future in a positive way, which is good, but then they don't take any action. And then other people will take action, and they'll take another action, and it's like a shotgun approach, and they don't get anywhere. So there's this balance between creating the future and then working in the present. And then they act quickly. Once they have the majority of the information to make a decision, they act quickly. Because procrastination will kill anything. The longer we wait before we take action, the less motivated we will be to take that action. So when you get inspired action, when you feel this tingling inside you, you take action immediately. And then we can get the response back and we can correct and continue. But if we sit and wait for the right time, the right information, the right people, the right this, our motivation is going to diminish and we're not going to be able to achieve the success that we're looking for. So we need to act quickly and decisively. So just keep in mind that these traits work together in combination. It's hard to take one without the other, and giving successful people a huge advantage, meaning they use this as a recipe. They put these together and make their own success cake or their own success pie. So just keep in mind that these all work together. It's really challenging. You can take these, print this list out, and take one of them and work on it for a week, then continue to work on it, and then add another one and another one and another one. Because they are insatiable learners, they can respond wisely to change. This is where we're talking about the mentally strong people. When we learn, we can change, we can adapt, we can move forward. And because their personal relationships are strong because of these traits, they have good advisors and a reserve of goodwill when things go bad. So their relationships with their network, their relationships with their family, their friends, all of this is strong to support them in moving forward. And finally, none of these traits are genetic. They can be learned. All of them are learned. And that's why 90% of my clients come to me to develop the mental strength so that they can achieve those things in life, whether it's mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, financial, and relationship-wise. They are free and they are skills that you can use. We just went through them. There you are. If you applied those today, it would cost you nothing and you could change your life around immediately. So start now, start today, start with yourself. You can get the show notes for this podcast at warriormindcoach.com. And while you're over there, you can request a breakthrough session. You can find other blog posts, and you can find other podcasts that are there as well. And since you'll be on the internet, please follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest under Warrior Mind Coach.